Why did Putin already lose this war? I'm asking this question while in Russian Federation, the very word war for this peaceful operation for denazification of Ukraine would be considered fake news, a crime. People can be imprisoned for just calling war a war. That is the first reason why Putin is losing this war, because he's losing this war morally. Now, important news today that yes, Russia agreed to provide humanitarian assistance to allow finally people under bombardment to go and be evacuated, to leave big cities like Kharkov, maybe Kiev, maybe others, and basically being spared of murder by bombardment. But one condition: Russia will decide where they will be evacuated, either to Russia or to Belarus. So I want to tell you, my grandfather was a Russian army, Red Army at the time, then Soviet Army later on, officer who was defending Leningrad. And he was wounded and he was evacuated. Can you imagine that the German army would provide evacuation route to Germany? No, he was evacuated in a very dangerous place on the ice of the lake Ladizhenskaya Ozero. And thousands of Russians, or maybe even millions of Russians, were evacuated through this route that was the only way out, even though it was dangerous. So my grandfather would never consider being evacuated to the territory of the enemy who's there to kill you and who's bombarding you. What an amazingly ridiculous question or offer to evacuate Ukrainian refugees to the Russian territory, the territory of aggressor. And why are they doing it? Well, they probably want to show how nice they are, because they welcome Ukrainian refugees into Russian territory. Especially, they probably want to deny Ukraine, their own statehood, and therefore, they're all citizens of one big, new Soviet Union. So it is probably because they realize that they are losing their war morally, because their own army demoralized, their own people in thousands, despite threats of being arrested, put in jail, or even sent to the front lines. Still, people are demonstrating, and did it last Sunday. About 5,000 were arrested altogether, as far as I know, as far as media reports, whatever the free media is there. So what do we know about it? We know that Russian people are waking up. We know that even if Mr. Putin will be able to defeat Ukrainian army and conquer Kharkov or Kiev, even arrest and execute Zelensky, God forbid, nevertheless, he will never be able to conquer and defeat Ukrainian people. And you know why? Because when Russian forces entered Kherson, the only large city so far that we're able to conquer, you probably saw the videos when they were telling them, Damoy, it means go home. People were not scared of aggressors. Hundreds and thousands of Ukrainian people facing tanks and arms and asking these invaders and aggressors to go home. It is absolutely obvious that even if they will conquer the territory, they will not be able to hold on to this territory, because the partisans will rebel against this aggressor. Therefore, sooner or later, Putin will lose. All the best to you.